Thanks for watching. I'm Prerna Agarwal, Technical Product Owner for The Guardian. Today we'll be giving you a update on import or export from Excel demo. There are four scenarios in import and export. One is you can import a schemas to a policy. You can export a schema from a policy. You can just import the schemas from the Excel file directly to in the schemas tab. You can export that particular schema into an Excel file. So let's look at the first scenario where you'll be exporting the schema from a policy to an Excel file. So in order to do that, we have a option in the drop down menu where you see export schemas to an Excel. So as you can see, we have iRec 4 and Vera VM 00007 policies been there. I could export the schemas of iRec 4 by clicking on export schemas. So when I click on it, the Excel file is generated and you can actually see all the fields schemas listed down at the bottom where you see different sheets at iRec registrant and participant. You see all the required fields, field type, parameter, visible questions, and if it is allowed for multiple answers, and even the answer for that question. And then you have different schemas listed down, which is iRec facility and device registration, ratio request, energy sources, production device, contact details, and so on. So what all schemas you have, you can just create each of the sheet and then add your schema details, description, type, and all the required fields. Now what we'll be doing is we'll be creating a policy, a dummy policy, and then we will be importing the schema which we have just exported, which was iRec 4, and we'll be importing that schema to this policy just to understand how the import works. So the creation of the policy will take a bit of time. So now as the policy is created, I would go back and then for that particular dummy policy, I would go and import schemas from the Excel. Here you have to actually upload the exported schema file. As you can see, before importing, you will get a preview of all the schemas included in that Excel file. Once you are good with all the schemas previewed, you can click on import to import those schemas from the Excel file to the policy, which is the new policy. So the importing of the policy of the schemas to the policy would take a bit of time, but here as you can see, it actually gives you a detailed information of how many schemas are imported, the schema 1, schema 2, and so on. Now, as you can see, all the schemas are imported, and you can also look at it in the policy configurator. And also, if you want to see the detailed version of the schemas, you can just go to the schemas tab either from the side menu or from the policy configurator, and you can check each of the schema over here. Now, as you can see, I would like to export this particular schema, which is iRec issue request to an Excel file. So in order to do that, I will be clicking on the hamburger menu for the respective schema and click on export schema. So when I click on export schema again, I will get a preview that this is a description, this is a DIT file, the document of that particular schema. Then I click on two options. We get two options. One is save to file and save to Excel. So in order to get this exported to an Excel file, I will click on save to Excel. Now, if you see, as you see, another Excel file is generated, and this is the Excel file. Here you will only see the schema which you have exported and the related schemas to it, which is iRec issue request, which was exported, and then you have the production device and the contact details. So in the similar way, you can also import the schemas by clicking on the import functionality. So initially, we just had import from file and import from IPFS, but now we have also added an import from Excel, where you can actually select the Excel file which you want to import. And then once you select that imported, you just get the preview. And then you can also select the policy to which you want the schemas to be imported. Once you select that policy, you can click on import once you have confirmed the preview of the schemas. Now, as you can see, the schemas are imported, and you can just go to that particular imported schemas and see all the issues are imported. So there is one more thing what we have included is you can actually download a template file of the Excel where you can actually add your details for the schema and then update it or import it to the policy. So in order to do that, we have generate Excel template button been added in the schemas. When you hover that, the second icon at the top, you will actually download an Excel file which have a template. So I click on it and that template is downloaded. Now you will just have a look of how the template looks. So as you can see, this is just a common template where you can add your schema details like the schema description, verifiable credentials, tool name, if that schema contains any tool, and then you can add all your details, the field type, required field, yes or no. In addition to that, you can also add sub schema names to it and also the enum name if required for any of the Excel schema. So once that is added, you can also uh, so once that is done, you can just import it and then you can add a policy to it so that all the schemas, instead of you creating it on Guardian, you can just create it manually on the Excel sheet, then import it to the policy. You can also contact us if you have any questions through GitHub or through Discord or directly to Envision through our website or through our email, which is info@envisionblockchain.com, and we will be happy to help you. Thank you. Have a great day.